So, Jan, what I want to do before I ask the questions that people have been sending in, one that has constantly come up, and I just think it would be a really good time just to spend sort of 10 minutes talking about it, is the idea of the executive assistant as a business partner to the CEO. I know this is something that you're really passionate about and that you spend a lot of time in training talking about. So can we just spend a little bit of time talking about how a PA who already works for their executive, how they can transition to being their business partner?
Okay. So, this is a step-by-step process. This is not something that will happen overnight. I know that we have a tendency to speak about things as though they'll happen in an instant, and typically they doesn't happen that way. It's a process. You have to grow into the position, okay? So I don't want people who have been, who are younger assistants or who've never really had a whole lot of experience to think all of a sudden now they can be a business partner, okay? This is not something that can just happen like that. So you have to have the fundamentals in place. You have to be somebody who understands the business. You have to be somebody who is committed to the experience of being a business partner. By partner, we don't mean the legal sense of partner, but more in partnership, working in partnership with your executive. So how do you do that? You have to be somebody who is absolutely, this word proactive, but it's a very, very good word, a word that somebody who is willing to step up and take action, to take control, somebody who is thinking all the time, how can I make this better? How can I improve? How can I show my executive in the best light at all times? You have to start thinking like a business owner. You have to start thinking like somebody who is running a business. You can't be passive in this role. You have to be somebody constantly striving for excellence. So this is the mindset that you have to adopt. That's the first thing that you have to have before you can even start to think about partnering with your executive. So once you adopt the mindset, once you have what I like to call an entrepreneurial mindset, because this is the mindset that says we can get it done, we can make it happen, we can go forward, we can push through boundaries. You don't sit back and wait to be asked to do things. You don't sit back and wait to see when someone might invite you in. Everybody's busy. Your boss is busy. Your teammates are busy. They don't have time to invite you in. You have to invite yourself and take charge and step in. So once you adopt this mindset of where you are understanding that you are part of this team, that you have to make it happen, then you have to turn your attention to and it has to be happening simultaneously really, is understanding the business that you're in. How can you bring the most value? How can you assist your executive? What is your company all about? What does your company do? Who are your competitors? Are you going to be knocked out by some new innovation coming down the track? There are so many things to keep in your mind. Is the economy going to have a downturn that's going to cause problems for our company? So you have to start thinking like your executive thinks. You don't have to stay awake all night and worry like they do. That's something quite separate. But you do have to have the mindset that you are in a partnering relationship with your executive. And being in that partnering relationship, you bring all of your resources to bear. The most important thing is to understand the business. I've said this before, I'll say it again. Ask questions of your executive. Be in front of your executive. Get in front of them. Let them see you. Let them hear you. Let them hear you giving your feedback. Let them exchange constantly, daily with you. Don't be sitting at your desk and texting your executive when he's right there next door to you. Get up out of your chair. Let yourself be seen. Give your feedback. Try as much as you possibly can to get in front of your executive and have face-to-face time. This is the way you develop a relationship. This is the way they get to know you. This is the way they get to know them. They get to know you, you get to know them. Listen in on conversations. I'm not saying eavesdrop, but I'm saying listen in when there's business conversations going on so you can pick up threads of things. Another very, very important thing I hear all the time from assistants is they don't read their executive's email. If you don't read your executive's email, you can't possibly know what's going on in the company. You can't know what they're doing. You can't know what the priorities are. So you have to read their email. You have to read their correspondence. Now, a lot of assistants say to me, well, my boss won't let me. No one's going to let you. You have to step in. You have to take charge. You have to say, listen, I can really help you with this. Let me have a go. Let me have a try. You know, showing is better than telling. Instead of just saying, well, I can't, show them that you can. Again, with small steps. You know, there may be some project that's going on right now that you can think of 5 things that you could very quickly do to show your executive how you can be an effective partner with them. And the more they see you in action, the more they're going to start trusting you. And the more they start trusting you, the more you'll be able to step into the role.